Hi everyone. So I am back with a Can We Just Talk video. நான் ஏன் சிரிக்கிறேன்னா ஏன்னா புதுசா வரோம், ரொம்ப நாள் கழிச்சு நம்ம வரோம். அதனால நிறைய கேமராலாம் செட்டப் பண்ணி ஒரு ஆடியோ புது கேமரா வாங்கி ஒரு ஆடியோ மைக் வாங்கி இதெல்லாம் வாங்கி நம்ம இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ணி எல்லாம் பண்ணலான்னு பார்த்தா எனக்கு ஆப்ரேட் பண்ண தெரிய மாட்டேது. ரொம்ப கஷ்டமா இருக்குது. டெக்னாலஜி இவ்வளவு கஷ்டமா இருக்குது. சோ சும்மா கேமராவை திறந்து நாம எப்படிலாம் கன்விச்சர் ஸ்டாப் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தோம் அப்படியே பண்ணி தொலைப்போம் அப்படின்னு ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டேன். ஓகே, லெட்ஸ் டேக் a moment to appreciate my first Can We Just Talk. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் Can We Just Talk ஆரம்பிக்கும் போது, அந்த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் 2 seasons of Can We Just Talk ஆரம்பிக்கும் போது நான் இருந்த வீட்டில் ஏர்கான் இல்லை. ஸோ Can We Just Talk பண்ணும்போது லைட் ரெண்டு லைட் இருக்கும். அந்த லைட் வச்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் ரொம்ப சூடா இருக்கும். நான் வர மேக்கப் போட்டுக்கிட்டு when I'm speaking அது நான் எழுதி வச்சிருப்பேன். ஸோ ஒரு பேராகிராஃப் படிச்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் பயங்கரமா வருத்துரும். ஸோ கேமரா ஆஃப் பண்ணிட்டு லைட் ஆஃப் பண்ணிட்டு ஃபேனை திறந்து அப்படியே மூஞ்சில பிளாஸ்ட் பண்ணும் ஃபேன். அதுக்கப்புறம் ஒரு 5 minutes கழிச்சு அதை ஆஃப் பண்ணிட்டு லைட் கேமரா எல்லாத்தையும் ஸ்விட்ச் ஆன் பண்ணி திருப்பி செகண்ட் பேராகிராஃப்னு போவேன். ஸோ பேக் தென் Can We Just Talk இட்ஸ் லைக் about I don't know less than 10 minutes. ஸோ அதுக்கே லைக் at least 7-8 times நான் இது பண்ணுவேன். Can We Just Talk பண்ணி முடிக்கிறதுக்குள்ள என் உயிரே போயிடும். But I really loved doing Can We Just Talk. அப்பலேருந்து now the transition into where I am right now, aircon இருந்துகிட்டே ஒரு Can We Just Talk பண்றது it is a big deal for me. Okay, it is a big deal to do Can We Just Talk with aircon. நான் இப்ப எங்கேருந்து வந்தோம் அது மறக்கவே கூடாது. So I'm very glad to be back, and guys, Can We Just Talk, where have I been for the past 3 years? So அதுக்கு ஒரு analogy-யா
தெரிஞ்சது கையளவு, தெரியாதது உலகளவு, தன்னை அறிஞ்சவன் எல்லாம் அறிவான், முழுவதும் தெரிஞ்சவன் பேச மாட்டான், அரைகுறை தெரிஞ்சவன் பேசாமல் இருக்க மாட்டான்.
This is where I have been. Okay, நான் ஒரு self discovery journey போயிருந்தேன் for the past 3 years. இந்த 3 years என்ன நடந்திருக்கு? Okay, let me just update you. First of all, I became a film consultant. நான் film consultant ஆகிறதுக்கு காரணமே Can We Just Talk தான். நான் பேசுறத விதத்தை பார்த்து, வாய் கிளிய பேசுறத பார்த்து யாரோ எங்கேயோ உட்கார்ந்துட்டு இருக்கிற ஒரு மனுஷன் நம்மளுக்கு film consultant ஒரு வேலையை போட்டு கொடுத்துட்டாரு. And என்னை சுற்றி இருக்கிறவங்கலாம் they are veterans. These people have been doing this for years. I'm learning from professionals right now. ஒரு படத்தை எப்படி நம்ம ரிவ்யூ பண்றது, பேசுறது, அதை பத்தி எப்படி பாக்குறது, அவங்களாம் பாக்குற விதத்தை பார்த்தா எப்பா நான் சும்மா இவ்வளவு பார்த்தேன், நீங்க இவ்வளவு பாக்குறீங்களா? I'm learning a lot, so I'm very excited. Thank you to my Can We Just Talk audience. Next, நான் ஒரு spiritual mentor-ஆ மாறிட்டேன். ஆமா, what I do is to help people connect back to their soul. So I help people get into soul alignment. And the goal as a mentor is to create space where people can transmute and transform their energies without any judgment. வேற என்ன நடந்துச்சு? நான் ஒரு புக் எழுதுனேன். So I became a spiritual mentor, manifestation coach, film consultant, and an author. So இதுதான் 3 வருஷம் நான் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன். So now Can We Just Talk நான் திருப்பி வர்றதுக்கு காரணம் there's a particular reason, and இந்த வீடியோ முடியறதுக்குள்ள நான் சொல்லிடுவேன் கண்டிப்பா. So what was happening is நான் ஒரு manifestation coach-ஆ 2022ல ஆரம்பிச்சேன். And அப்போ I was helping people align themselves to the universe, fix their energy, align themselves properly so that they can receive their manifestation, their desires. And I was doing this wonderfully for 1 year. Okay, வீடு, ஆளு, career, job, promotion, you name it, they got it. காசு கட்டி என் கிளாஸ்க்கு வந்தவங்களுக்கு நான் கரெக்டா சொல்லி கொடுத்தேன், அவங்க கரெக்டா மேனிஃபெஸ்ட் பண்ணாங்க. wonderful. பிரச்சனை எங்க வந்துச்சுன்னா, I realized that people, they were after they got their manifestations, they were not happy. Like there's this one student of mine, she manifested this amazing job, நம்மளுக்குலாம் கிடைக்குமா அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு job manifested it. She became very unhappy. And then I started realizing, not just them, me too. Unfortunately, and I'm using this word, unfortunately, whatever I was desiring was coming into my life. I was manifesting it. I'm a manifestation coach. This is what I do. But my problem was that என்னோட manifestationல வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறமும் I was feeling miserable. So are my students. So there is a missing. நடுவுல கொஞ்சம் பக்கத்து காணும். There is something missing. So அந்த டைம்ல I was meditating a lot. I was doing this particular meditation called Devi Kriya meditation. அப்போ மெடிடேஷன்ல இருக்கும்போது almost for 2 months I was seeing Lord Shiva and Kalima. Now என்னோட ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் நான் எப்போது இந்த கதை சொல்லும்போது நான் ரொம்ப ஜோக்கிங்கா சொல்லுவேன். 2023 ஆரம்பிக்கும் போது I was an atheist. And now anyway, so I was seeing Kalima and Lord Shiva in my meditation. I didn't know why. Then I was doing some channeling. So I do channeling practice where I channel the divine. So அப்போ அந்த நேரத்துல the messages that I was getting was that they were urging me to go to India. No way. That's not going to happen. First of all, என் வீட்டில் இருக்கிற எல்லாரும் வந்து atheists. யாருக்கும் வந்து கோயிலுக்கு போறதுக்கு இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இல்லை. Nobody around me is interested in all of this. பக்கத்துல இருக்கிற கண்ட்ரி மலேசியாவுக்கு போறதுக்கே வந்து பயப்படுவேன். தனியா போறது வந்து நான் பயப்படுவேன். இந்தியாவுக்கு தனியா போறது வந்து இட்ஸ் ஜஸ்ட் அவுட் ஆஃப் த கொஸ்டின், யூனோ. அண்ட் பிளஸ் என்ன வந்து கோயிலா வந்து கூட்டிட்டு போறதுக்கு லைக் which friend is going to come with me? Nobody. This is completely out of the question. But I never stopped seeing them. I kept getting these messages that I need to go. So I told my divine team, I said that if this is meant to happen, make it happen. So that's it. விட்டுட்டு நான் வந்து வேலை பார்த்து போயிட்டேன். So 2 days later, I had a new student. She was in my soul alignment course. So soul alignmentல வந்து நான் வந்து ஒரு ஆளோட birth chart எடுத்து I will do a reading, and I will do an energy reading on their birth chart. So in that birth chart reading, we talked a lot about how she has a passion for traveling. What I saw in that birth chart reading was that she has a career and she has a calling. Okay, so her career at that moment was a therapist. She's a therapist. I told her that you have so much of passion in this, which is traveling. What she does is that she's a travel guide. She's a travel companion. So she goes with people in their spiritual journey to India. And because she has so much of passion, she knows where to go, the history behind it, and she's very knowledgeable, wise in this aspect. And so she brings people to India and Koil, and not just Koil, like a lot of other kind of places as well, where people really want to go and experience that, but it's spiritual. So she brings them there, and she's with them throughout this entire journey. I told her that, hey, why don't you do this, like not just as a passion, but has like even like a side hustle, like a part-time, you know, make some money out of this, you know, monetize your passion. And we was talking about it, and I was telling her that, hey, maybe I'll be your first client. I told her about my Lord Shiva and Kali Ma dreams at the time. I think she was the right person that to talk to about all of this at that time. We were very similar in that sense. So I was able to talk to her, share a lot of what is happening in my life, because இது பத்திலாம் சொல்றதுக்கு நான் எங்க போறது, யார் இதெல்லாம் கேட்பா. After that, our first class was over. Now second class next week, அடுத்த வாரம் வரும்போது second class ஆரம்பிக்க போகுது. And she told me, Kelly, do you want to show your slides first, or should I show my slides? I was like, what slides? Oh, okay, show me your slides. What slides? And then she had an entire presentation of going to India, and I told her that where I want to go is that I want to go to Lord Shiva's temples, I want to go to Kali Ma's temples. So she had customized the entire presentation, including budgeting. She even talked to the travel agent in another travel companion in India. She kind of like set this whole thing up, and it was so proactive. I was very inspired, very excited after talking to her. So on the class விட்டு நான் வெளியே போகும்போது, I was like, I went to my mother and I said, Amma, I think I'm going to India. And about like a week later, that's when I realized that, wait a second, this is my manifestation. When I want something, the universe makes it happen. And it happened so gracefully. The right person for the job came into my life as a student. We went, it was amazing. You can watch my video on my journey to India. And it was amazing. Now I come back. வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் I felt like, நம்ம வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் ஒரு தெளிவு இருக்கணுமே, ஒரு awakening இருக்கணுமே, I must know what to do. But எனக்கு ஒண்ணுமே நடக்கலையே. Like it was just normal, like very very normal, nothing. I was once again a loss. You see, before I went to India, I was lost. Once I come back from India, everything's going to be settled. I'll be fine. But then when I came back, I was not. And it was the beginning of my spiritual awakening. The beginning of a spiritual awakening, it's not, oh my God, I'm awakened. It's the opposite. You feel completely lost. என்ன ஒரு பொழப்பு இது, என்ன ஒரு கன்றாவியான வாழ்க்கை இது, who am I, what am I, நம்ம எதுக்கு பிறந்தோம், இது எந்த இலவுக்கு பண்ணிக்கிட்டு இருக்கோம். It's very uncomfortable, the first initial stages of a spiritual awakening. That is when I realized why Kali Ma was actually working with me. She was the most prominent spiritual guide at that time for me. You see, Kali Ma represents shattering illusions and revealing the truth. So she was helping me see that this idea that you have about yourself, this belief system that you have about yourself, is based on your ego's false construct. So she was revealing the truth. She was purging all the shadows. She was putting a spotlight, like in the light. She was putting a spotlight on all the shadows that I've repressed and suppressed, and I don't want to look at it. You know, trauma, childhood wounds, all of this pain that I have, like, I don't want to look at this, okay? You know, she was dismantling everything that was false in my life, and she was pushing me into self-realization and becoming the most authentic version of myself. So Kali Ma's energy brought these aspects that I've been hiding for so long up to the surface for acknowledgement and integration. Now, none of this was fun, okay? Before I went to India, I was a bit lost, true. But that 6 months after I came back was like I was pushed into a dark tunnel and I did not know if I was going to come out. And also this irritation, like nobody in my life, nobody is doing all this work. Nobody is sitting down and looking at their shadows and everything. நம்ம மட்டும் லூசு மாதிரி இழிச்சவாய மாதிரி நம்ம ஏன் அதெல்லாம் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். So it's like, why can't I just be like everyone else? வேலைக்கு போறாங்க, வீட்டுக்கு வராங்க. This and the exact thought thing that நான் நினைச்சது. நான் என்னோட ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்க்கும் எனக்கும் இருக்கிற ரிலேஷன்ஷிப் அப்படின்னா I will go through something, அதுக்கப்புறம் they will go through. The universe always prepares me for what my students are going to do. அதுக்கப்புறம் ஒரு 1 month later, once எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் ஒரு தெளிவு வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் my student asked me this exact same thing. It was like Kalima was putting a mirror in front of me and saying that these are all the aspects that you need to acknowledge and integrate into yourself. You know, you're not just your light, you are also your shadow. It's about the divine feminine and divine masculine coming together. I mean, come on. That is why Lord Shiva and Kalima came into my life, the divine masculine, divine feminine. It was like a jigsaw puzzle. Finally, you know, when 2023 ended, I saw when I was so clueless, and then how it ended. And one of the shadow that was revealed to me quite early on in 2000, after I came back, was that one of my shadows is being seen. So when I was first told this, you know, I was like, being seen, what are you talking about? That's my பொழப்பு. Like since 17 years old, I've been a public speaker. எங்க மைக்கு குடுங்க மைக்கு, எந்த ஸ்டேஜ் ஏறணும், எங்க பேசணும். I've put myself in spotlight for many years since I was 17 years old. I'm always the person who's on stage, always the person performing. So I've been doing this for so many years. So the thought that I have a fear of being seen was comical to me. Months later, as I was going through my integration, my healing process, that's when I realized that, oh, aama irukudhu. I don't want to generalize, so I'm just going to talk about myself. Being seen is a common shadow, especially for me who have been seeking validation for my whole life, who has been struggling with my self-worth. So all of this will manifest as anxiety, fear of rejection, and also shying away from opportunities because you don't want to be in the spotlight. And this is very true, because I used to tell people that I reject 99% of the offers that comes to me to be in the spotlight because I don't want to be out and about. The belief that you must be perfect before you do something, it's paralyzing, and I go through that all the time. And that is why I made this comeback, so that I can show people who I am and not shy away from my rejections, insecurities, and fear. So in a way that my comeback is more about me finding my voice versus finding an audience. Every time I record a new episode or of Can We Just Talk or Kelly's Comedy, I am confronting my fear. So this whole thing started was because there was a missing piece. That's why I shut down all my manifestation causes and everything, because there was something that I was missing. So when I was going through my shadow work, I realized something, which was that manifestation occurs instantly in an energetic field without conflict. But I was teaching people how to evade and go around their conflicts to manifest, because I've been doing this for many years. So it was easy for me to do this. And that is why you keep wanting this and that over and over. You kept wanting more and more because you feel like either core part of yourself that was yearning for the thing it's never going to be satisfied unless you heal that part of yourself that is unhealed first. So now I teach people to come into true soul alignment by confronting and integrating all aspects of themselves. So 2023 முடியும்போது I was telling my guides that okay வேற என்ன கொண்டுறாங்க எல்லாத்தையும் ஹீல் பண்ணிரலாம், ஒரே ஷாட்ல எல்லாத்தையும் ஹீல் பண்ணிரலாம். And my guides were basically telling me that எல்லாத்தையும் இப்பயே பண்ணிட்டேனா அப்ப 40sல என்ன பண்ணுவேன், 50sல நீ என்ன பண்ணுவேன். So coming to the end, being seen, that is one of my shadow, and I'm using Can We Just Talk as a way for me to heal this aspect of my shadow. Being seen means being vulnerable. It means showing up as you are without any mask of perfection. This entire season of Can We Just Talk is divinely guided. I don't know what I'm going to be talking about next. So, எது வருதோ அதுக்கு நான் பேசுவேன். But I'm not going to be talking about things which are in the media or what's happening in the news, because I don't watch anything. For the past 3 years, I've been completely disconnected. So, I don't know what's happening. I only talk about things that matters to me and what is in my life. Now, have you dealt with the fear of being seen? Share your experiences with me. I want to hear from you. Let's create a supportive environment over here. கடைசி வரைக்கும் வந்ததுக்கு ரொம்ப நன்றி. So I will see you in my next episode. So till then, can we just talk?